First thing I want to do is I just want to get to know you a little bit. And I want you to think about 4 shapes. Okay? Circle, square, triangle, and a sort of squiggly. You can see that little squiggly shape up there. And think about which one of those shapes best represents who you are. Circles. Who are the circles in the room? No circles in the room. Bear in mind, if none of those shapes mean anything to you, that says something about you as well. So who are the circles in the room? Excellent. Okay. Circles, very undisciplined bunch of people. You know, they like to live outside the box and do things differently, but great people to be around, great friends. Any squares in the room? Squares, you know? Squares. Wonderful people. They love organization. They love to do things right. The circles. Get yourself a square. Definitely get yourself a square. No, they organize you. Get your life sorted. Okay? Any triangles in the room? Okay. If you're sitting next to a triangle, be very careful. Okay? Do anything to climb to the top of the course. Get their business cards. Okay? and squiggly shapes. Oh no, don't. Squiggly shapes. I really don't want to embarrass anybody. Okay? Squiggly shapes are basically only interested in booze and sex. Okay. No. You don't know who you are. Really, squiggly shapes are actually people that are completely out there. They don't conform to circles. They don't conform to squares. They're not triangles. They just do things differently. Okay. Oh, you guys awake, the squiggly shapes. Excellent, guys. Is everybody ready to give this a go today? To give their best? Okay, now that was really energetic. Okay, now what generally happens, okay, is there's something called our ego. And our ego creeps out, and when we stand in company, our ego makes us think that we are tight butts. Now, tight butts, and if you look around, you know who those are, okay? Those are the people that sort of sit around and they're more worried about what other people think of them, rather than, what am I going to get out of this experience? How am I going to grow? How am I going to take my energy where it is right now, and at the end of the day, be in a much, much better place? Okay, so we don't want any tight butts here. And the biggest challenge with being a tight butt is you have another condition. It's called stink eye. Okay, now stink eye is a condition that you suffer with when you're a tight butt. Okay, you view the world through these eyes, your stink eye. We don't want any stink eye. We don't want any tight butts here today. We need to participate. We need to take part, and we need to give our energy, and we need to try and give as much as we can. Okay, so I'm asking you guys to try and take your egos. Try and take your egos and stick them in your pockets and think about, what can I give? Because that's what it's ultimately about. Because remember, the more you give, the more you get. Absolutely. So let's try and participate. Let's try and not be tight butts. Let's not be stink eyes, and most definitely no stink butts in the place. Okay. Most certainly none of those. All right. Went off to a friend's house, and we arrived there, and you know how we are? We lie. We call it being polite, but we actually lie. And so we arrived and we sat down at dinner, and the host came out, and she had steak. You know, it was that rare that a good vet could have probably revived it, you know. It was horrendously rare. I don't do rare meat. So of course, what do? I look down at this. All I've got to say, can you put my meat back on the flame a little bit? Can you cook it a bit more? But what do? Worse. We think we've got to get it down. So cut it into 4 squares as quickly as possible. You stick one in your mouth. You gnaw through it as quickly as possible. Get through the next 4 as quickly as you can, and you go, thank goodness that is over. Now we can do the veggies. Doesn't the host take a look over at your plate? And she goes, oh, she says, you look like you love that. And you go, two. So she goes to the kitchen, she brings you two more. How about us? How many people in this room wake up every day and we're not 100% satisfied with our lives? We sort of think, well, you know what, it's okay. And we finish our day and we get to the end of our day and we go, that was actually pretty good. But you're lying to yourself. Not after today. I want you guys to leave here today with a new fire in your belly, a new determination that if you don't like it, if you're not happy with what's going on in your life, whatever it is, in your relationship, with your health, with your wealth, with your career, do something about it. Everything in life is a choice. Happiness is a choice. Success is a choice. What does success take? Success means I've got to get off my butt and I've got to do something about it. You don't need to sit in a pyramid and chant. You don't need to go to a crystal ball gazing woman to see what your future is going to be like. How do you predict your future? You predict your future by deciding what you want and then taking action today and tomorrow and every day that follows after that until you get the success you want. That's how you foretell your future. I want to show you a video now. This is we tend to like captains on airlines. This captain's got a great story to tell you. Listen, after you've heard this story, your life will change. Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome you on board 231, or is it 123 or 231? I'm really not sure. But it doesn't really matter because we're going to just take off and fly a little east and fly a little south for a while and maybe a little west and we'll just sort of get up into the jet stream and it'll take us wherever it wants to. Oh, and by the way, I have absolutely no idea how much fuel we got on board, but of course that doesn't matter because we don't know where we're going. Okay, how many of you would stand aboard a plane like that? None of you. But just search inside yourself right now and say, how many of us sitting in this room right now have got a captain like that running our lives? How many of us don't have a clue where our lives are going to turn up? We're like a paper cup laying in a car park. You know, it sort of goes from side to side to side. Depending on which way the wind's blowing, depends on where the cup lands. Have you guys got a plan? Do you have a set of goals? Do you have direction? And I'm not talking about the team now, guys. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about the person sitting in that chair. Who's responsible for the person sitting in the chair? The person whose butt you can feel right now. Who's the only person who's responsible for that person? Who else? No one else. So until you take 100% responsibility for changing that, or improving it, or making it better, what's going to change? Nothing's going to change. So I want you to take a really, really hard look at your lives right now. I want you to explore, I want you to examine, I want you to say, what am I going to do different? Not tomorrow, but starting right now. Starting with the participation in this process that we're going to go through today. What am I going to do so that I can actually take ownership of my future and make a real difference to my future? Because you have 100% control about how your life turns out. And ultimately, when all of your lives turn out better, how does this team turn out? Obviously, it turns out better as well. So, where does it start? It starts with you. Who is in charge of you? Who is 100% responsible for you? You are. That's where it starts. That's where it begins. That's where it ends. So what are you going to do different today? What are you going to do different tomorrow to make a difference in your life? This is an amazing woman. We're all sitting here right now, and what I want you to know and what I want you to understand, you're 95% of the way to where you need to be. You don't need to reboot your life. You don't need to start your life over again. You don't need to change everything in your life. You need to make a few small, subtle changes, but keep those changes going. It's about compounding. This amazing woman, at 87 years of age, she was a humble washerwoman. She got awarded 3 doctorates. President Clinton gave her the President's Award, and the United Nations gave her the Award for Education. How does a humble washerwoman who earned a very small wage, who washed people's clothes her whole life, how did she get those 3 doctorates? Well, she took small actions every single day. She'd wake up in the day, go and do her job, go and wash, and at the end of the day, every day, not missing a day, every day that she finished working, she'd take $1, $2, whatever she had surplus, and she'd go down to the bank and she'd deposit the money. And at the age of 87, she'd accumulated $250,000. That's about 2 million rand. That's a lot of money. Putting that into perspective, the average American family, when they reach the age of 65, retirement age, the husband and the wife have accumulated about $50,000. This amazing woman had accumulated 2 million rand, $250,000. What did she do? She took small, tiny, incremental, positive actions every single day, but the secret was every single day. So you don't need to go and revolutionize your life and start doing something totally different tomorrow. You need to start looking at small, tiny changes, positive changes that are going to make your life better in the future. The secret? Keep doing them. If you take somebody 125 calories and you add it to their diet, you take a second person, 125 calories, you take it out of their diet. After 6 months with a rounding error, hardly any change between the people. After 18 months, yeah, you know it. They're starting to get a bit of a bubble here. At 31 months, the person who's taken 125 calories out of their diet, 9 kilograms lighter. The person who's added, 9 kilograms heavier. That's the difference between thin and fat. 125 calories is a can of Coke. So you take a can of Coke out of your diet every day, you get these massive changes. So what's the secret about compounding? It works whether you know about it or you don't. So you know about it now. You have the awareness. You know that if you start taking positive, tiny, incremental steps every single day, you can have an amazing legacy like Osceola. So what are you going to do? Sit back and ask yourself, where do I want to go? What do I need to do to get me there? What small, positive changes am I going to make in my life? Let's say, for example, always easy to use an exercise example. Let's say I want to improve my health. So what do I have to do to improve my health? There's a couple of things I need to do. Drink water, at least eat 6 meals a day, get to the gym,